lucky am I to be doing my show on Groundhog Day? How lucky am I to be doing my show on Groundhog Day? Sorry, Mom, that's gonna be the cleanest one all night. So anybody in here fans of Eminem? How about 8 Mile? I'm a fan too, although a scene from that movie confirmed one of my biggest insecurities from middle school. A line from one of the rap battles was, "Say y'all, his weenie so small that when he go to take a leak, I bet he pissed on his balls." I can see you guys are one step ahead of me here. So I'm in 7th grade, it's the early 2000s, and I'm watching 8 Mile with 5 other guys. All white guys from a middle-class suburb wearing baggy gym shorts and Air Force Ones. Some of these gentlemen are actually sitting at this table. Looks like they've cleaned up a little since then. But anyway, this rap battle line drops. Everyone's cracking up and like, oh shit, he just owned him. I'm side-eyeing, looking around nervously, mortified that I must be the only one in this room to not have the tip of their flaccid dick hang past their scrotum. If I'm being honest, it's still not there. It wasn't even close in 7th grade. The shaft looked like a shy baby tortoise just barely poking his head out of the shell. So at this point of the movie, morally defeated and ready to call my parents for a ride home, the questions I'm asking myself are, is there an age where one grows out of pissing on their balls? Is that age 7? 45? 6 feet under? What's an acceptable amount of piss to get on your balls? Just a little dribble? 2 seconds of the stream until you redirect it? Is hands-free a real thing people do? But ball pissing does tend to be cyclical though, as they hang lower and lower as you age. So to all my boys out there in the audience, in 50 years we'll be pissing on them together. 8 Mile inspires most young white men from the suburbs to follow their rap dreams. That's not the punchline. It inspired me to buy a penis pump. So, a few years back, I got hernia surgery. And the surgery just patches up a hole in your abdominal wall, and you're usually healed within a week or two. Not me, though. One thing that happens during the surgery is that your balls swell up and turn purple. Something to do with excess blood, maybe not getting laid in a while, I'm really not sure. But they turn purple for 2 to 3 days. When it's 6 days, my balls are looking like a postcard sunset. I'm a little bit concerned here. So I shoot my doctor a text and let him know that I have an issue. His response, 4 words. Pictures please, no face. For some reason, everyone over 70 refuses to use verbs in text messages. But I'm no rookie though, like my high school ex-girlfriend. So this guy's getting full ball sack, no face. Depending on the angle, maybe a neck roll, or 2 or 4. We've all been there, right guys? Now, the key word in his text, to me at least, was pictures with an S, which in my mind is an invitation to send more than one. So I'm debating the right number of pictures to send. Let's say 15? Is that too overzealous and creepy? Is 2 or 3 too prude where I'm playing hard to get? So I end up taking 40 and sending 10, which I think is a strong ratio for nudes taken to nudes sent. Ladies, am I right? Any feedback? Yeah, but mine are Hall of Fame numbers. They're gonna hang my boxers from the rafters. Sending 10 pictures though, you'd think I'd at least get back a shot of his nipple or some shit? But like most male sexting experiences, it was me just recklessly driving down a one-way street. Nonetheless, I was thorough with my pictures, just in case his diagnosis might change based on the pinkish purple on the bottom of my left nut versus the deep purple on my right nut. We're leaving no stone, including my balls, unturned here. I'm also renewing my passport at this time. Has anyone done this?
Yeah.
For some reason, you need to print a headshot picture of yourself, staple it to an application, and physically mail it in. So the government can execute an airstrike with drones on a target 20 yards wide, but can't accept a fucking JPEG for a passport? So from the surgery, my balls are the size of pumpkins, I haven't been outside in a week, and I'm planning to just walk a few blocks to FedEx to print this picture. But as is consistent with the New York City paper printing experience, 3 stores had their printers broken. So after a 2-mile waddle around the Upper East Side, just doing anything I can to not have my balls brush up against my groins, I finally find a CVS that can take a picture and print it. So I hand the employee my phone, he snaps a picture, opens the camera roll. You guys are smart, holy shit. This is a true story. And he's like, oh God, oh no, here, take it, please just take it back. This man is greeted with a 40-picture collage of my balls, spanning every variation of the colors purple, pink, green, blue, a little brown in there, a hint of orange. I'm still not even sure he realized these mutilated balloons were balls and not a bag of pulverized grapes. So I find myself standing in CVS, in full defense mode, explaining hernia surgery to a lovely gentleman named Raphael, who's just experienced trauma that will take years of therapy to repair. Unfortunately, in the picture that he snapped, my eyes were closed. So Raphael, God bless him, who looks about ready to quit his job and jump off a bridge, informs me their printer's actually broken and that I needed to leave immediately. Shortly after I get home, my wife says, hey, how'd it go? I sigh, and I'm like, just cancel the European vacation. The passport's not going to be ready in time. So as you can probably tell by now, I'm a tad self-conscious. So I don't think I'm that fat, just like a little fat and a bit oddly shaped. I look like a fullback and catcher fucked and had a kid. You are looking at the Kia Soul of bodies. But weight loss is tough, man. Especially when you're ordering a salad, making healthy choices every step of the way along the production line. You get to the end and you hear, what do you like bread with that? Compelling offer. Rather similar feeling to when you're boozing all night and your friend's like, hey, want a bump? That's the difference between people that live a genuinely healthy lifestyle versus those like me, begrudgingly trying to lose weight. The first twinkle in my eye, when the cashier asks, would you like bread with that? I know this diet won't last. I'm looking at a future of high blood pressure, diabetes, and possibly triple bypass surgery. And even on the intake form for the surgery, it'll ask, would you like bread with that? I'm good on bread, but I'd most certainly take a bump. So, I do feel like an idiot up here because when I started taking this class, I was like, yeah, of course my wife's parents and brother can come to the final show. I think I'm in for a bit of an awkward Passover Seder in a few months. Hey Dan, you want some gefilte fish? Do you really piss in your balls? I'm like, guys, these are just jokes. Of course I don't piss on my balls. Anymore, and only very infrequently. Really not at all. Just at night, when I get up to pee every night. Sometimes during the day too, but only when it's freezing cold. And when it's scorching hot as well and everything is just so sticky down there. But other than that, I absolutely do not piss in my balls, like at all, ever. And yes, I will take some gefilte fish, thank you. Speaking of gefilte fish, why is everyone so afraid to say the word diarrhea at work? All these cliche terms like stomach bug and food poisoning. You're not fooling anyone. The other day my boss said that he had a stomach bug. There was zero ambiguity what was going on. 5 minutes before this call we were on, this guy was shitting water violently and sweating profusely. This here kind of feels like a workplace. I want this to be my job. Starting in this room, right here, right now, let's normalize the word diarrhea at work. I'm leading the movement. Say it with me. Diarrhea. 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 Thank you guys. I'm diarrhea.